Hello and welcome to Business on the Wire. I'm Mitali Mukherjee. The last few weeks have seen many voices from the financial world saying print more money. So, how does that actually work? Can printing out more cash solve India's economic problems? And if that is the case, why don't we do it more often? Why does printing money make sense at this particular point in time? I'm going to do a 6-point deep dive today on the topic and, of course, explain how this works. So let's start from the very start. The COVID-19 shock hit India's economy not once but several times due to multiple waves where businesses, shops, work had to shut down. Either it happened across the country or it happened in different states for different points in time. Enough estimates now show that GDP growth will be really poor for the next few quarters. Of course, that doesn't even begin to cover the damage seen in smaller firms and businesses or to individual households that have seen both jobs losses and very high medical expenses because of COVID. And that's what has made this hit different. People now have far less money in their hands to spend, savings have gone down, and except for a very small high income minority, the going is stretched for most households. So the question is, how do we pick up demand and how do we make people spend more in order to boost the economy? The obvious answer, of course, is that they need to have more money in order to spend it. But then, where does that money come from? From a government's point of view, most of the time, there are two basic choices in terms of how to finance the deficit or the shortfall that a government may be facing. They can borrow, that is, they can issue debt, or they can raise taxes. But then there's a third unconventional choice of direct monetization, as it is called, of the deficit. Simply put, that means printing more money. A crisis only to one. Point number one. How does it work? Here's how it works. The Reserve Bank buys government securities or bonds directly from the primary market in order to fund the government's expenses. Now, since the central bank would need to create fresh money in order to make those purchases, debt monetization also leads to an increase in the total money supply that's churning around in the economy. There are flip sides to that, of course, but I'm going to come to that in a little bit. The second point to consider: has India ever done something like this in the past? So this is interesting. Till 1997, monetization of deficit was actually in practice in India. So the central bank automatically monetized the government's deficit. But through the period of 94 to 97, then Finance Minister Mr. Manmohan Singh and then RBI Governor Mr. C. Rangarajan signed a number of agreements between the government and RBI to phase out that method. And of course, once the FRBM Act of 2003 came into place, the Reserve Bank was completely barred from subscribing to the primary issuances of the government from the year 2006. Which brings us to point number 3. What are the pluses of doing this? Monetization can actually solve several problems for a government during the COVID-19 crisis. First, it can directly cover some of the costs of special or unforeseen recovery programs. But the second is, and this is the tricky one, it can stimulate some healthy inflation, a sign that there's steady buying and consuming of goods by the people of a nation. Point number 4. Are other countries doing it to counter the economic crisis related to COVID-19? This one is tricky again because there's no country that's doing it strictly on the clinical definition of the term. So many central banks, including in several emerging markets like the Philippines, have established specific programs. In the UK, the Bank of England, for example, has extended direct monetization facility to the UK government, something like the wartime exception in the US that was done only during the World Wars. So no one's doing it in a strict sense of the term. Point number 5. So what's the problem? Well, the main argument or the main problem against printing up more money is the big I, inflation, of course, and where that may lead us. Pumping money in can certainly help give our fractured economy a much needed boost up. But if that strategy is not withdrawn in time, there is risk of high inflation, something we are already struggling with in terms of our food, in terms of our fuel, and a government that may have borrowed more than it could afford to may be a government that is in trouble. Which brings us to point number 6. What should we do then? India is on a slippery economic slope. Direct monetization can actually end up risking the health of a country's financial system because it involves both the Reserve Bank and the banks that they will borrow from. Ultimately, both the government and the central bank will have to think very carefully about the financial liabilities they hold, or it could have very serious consequences for an economy like ours. Thank you for watching.
To receive instant updates on all videos from The Wire, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Pay to support independent journalism. Click the link in the description and choose the amount you want to pay.